The deep, dark parts of our oceans are like a hidden treasure chest. Instead of gold, these parts have ancient ruins. Over time, the sea has swallowed up whole civilizations, leaving behind ruins and stories. These ruins were once big deals in human history. Now they're like forgotten gems lying at the surface of the ocean. That's why, in this video, we're going to dig into these sunken cities. So grab your life jacket and get ready for a deep dive. But before we start, hit the subscribe button and become a part of this nautical adventure. Yonaguni is the farthest island in the west of Japan. Chilling between the East China Sea and the Pacific Ocean, there are sunken stone structures. Found in 1985, some people call these structures the Japanese Atlantis. The story goes that about 2,000 years ago, this ancient city went under the sea due to an earthquake. The biggest thing they found was an 82-foot tall, solid-stepped pyramid. Now, these underwater pyramids are full of mystery. People are arguing if they're human-made or just something that happened naturally. If you believe the first one, then these structures were supposedly made during the last ice age, around 10,000 BC. And here's the weird part. They look like pyramids in Mexico and Central America. What makes it even stranger is that there are no other underwater structures around this area. So, the mystery of these sunken pyramids is still a mystery. Xicheng, or more commonly, Lion City, in China's Lake Qiando, is perhaps the most visually stunning sunken city in the world. It boasts various gates and beautifully preserved statues of lions, dragons, and many other animals. Surprisingly, even the wooden details of the city seem to have stood the test of time and seawater. Although the city itself dates back to 208 AD, it didn't get submerged until 1958. That's when the Chinese government decided to create an artificial lake for tourists and a hydroelectric plant. These mistakes caused this ancient city to be flooded. Fast forward to 2001, and the city gained attention again when divers rediscovered it. While other divers can now take tours of the site, it's not fully mapped yet, so it's not the go-to spot for casual tourists. Pavlopetri in Greece has been around for at least 5,000 years. However, people didn't know about it until the BBC checked it out in 2011. Over the past 100 years, various digs revealed a town with houses, squares, and streets. Researchers say it's been there since 2800 BC, with buildings dating back to 1680 to 1180 BC. This Greek town is a hidden gem just a few meters below the sea's surface, and it is not fully explored even today. Archaeologists have been checking it out for a while, trying to figure out how old it is and what's in there. They have found all kinds of stuff, from ancient jars to regular household things, but it's tricky because the site is old and the sea's currents and pollution make it hard to study safely. Port Royal in Jamaica is not just any underwater city. It's considered one of the naughtiest ones globally. It is even listed as a disaster site because it was wiped out by a natural disaster. The best thing is that some of the old buildings and monuments are perfectly preserved underwater. They are just like they were before the earthquake hit in 1692, which lasted a whopping 20 minutes. Now, these underwater ruins include a cemetery, forts, and a church. Archaeologists found this place between 1956 and 1959 and did another dig from 1966 to 1968. Thanks to the Nautical Archaeological program of Texas University, a big excavation went down from 1981 to 1990. Port Royal was once a bustling village founded in 1494 by the Spanish. Over time, it became a major hub for shipping and commerce in the Caribbean Sea. Due to its booze, pirates, and the slave trade, it got a bit wild around the 16th and 17th centuries. At that time, it was known as the most sinful city worldwide. The wild ride came to an end in 1692 when a massive earthquake and tsunami hit, sinking a big chunk of the city into the sea. San Romà de Sau in Catalonia, Spain, has some serious history. It boasts Romanesque architecture for over 1,000 years. In 1960, the local government of Catalonia had plans to build a reservoir at this place. Therefore, they forced villagers to pack up and leave the place. Soon after, the whole region got flooded. When the water level drops, the village, including 3 churches, pops back up. But when the water rises, you can only see the tip of the church. So, once a lively village got sent below the water to make space for progress. The Church of San Romà is too tall for the reservoir. It's like a stubborn reminder of the past whenever the water level drops. Now, these ruins are like a tourist spot, showing more buildings when the water's low. They even tried to protect the church with concrete, but there's a fence around it for safety. Dwarka is a city said to have been built 10,000 years ago. Regarded as India's holiest city, its history dates back to the Mahabharata. Legend has it that the Hindu god Lord Krishna constructed this kingdom in the Gujarat region. But Dwarka's story is wrapped in confusion and misinformation. The birthplace of Krishna is a big deal in Hindu beliefs, so when this city was found, it caused quite a commotion. Social media posts often share misleading images of the lost city with false information. In Dwarka's underwater world, researchers have found stone buildings and artifacts, but the question of Krishna's presence remains a topic of debate. Potosi in Venezuela was a bustling village with over 1,000 people. However, it became the victim of progress in the 1980s. The Venezuelan government decided to evacuate the entire town to make room for a hydroelectric dam. This idea backfired and the entire town was flooded. The president flew in and told everyone to pack up, and the town became a history. Even after the flooding, the tallest thing left standing was the church steeple. Its tip and the big cross on top were the only signs that a town had ever been there. By 2010, the whole church was visible again, along with many other buildings. This town in Israel might have been taken by tsunamis thousands of years ago. According to carbon dating and the latest research, it's between 8,300 and 8,900 years old. The city sprawls across 10 acres of land and was only uncovered in 1984. They found some incredible stuff there, like houses, wells, and even the bodies of residents. They found the skeletons of a woman and a child, showing the earliest known evidence of tuberculosis. This might be the oldest sunken city and one of the oldest cities ever found in the world. Olous is the lost city of the Minoan civilization. It is located near the coast of Crete in Greece. This harbor city thrived between the 5th and 2nd centuries BC, housing over 40,000 people. Archaeologists found ancient texts in the ruins, linking it to the cities of Pasos and Rhodes. According to the coins found at the site, it was found that the people of Olous worshipped Greek gods like Zeus, Artemis, and Apollo. Notably, Olous boasted a famous sanctuary dedicated to Apollo, which featured bronze statues of Greek gods. These statues are now displayed in Heracleion's Archaeological Museum. Built in the 8th century BCE, Heracleion was found on the banks of the Nile River. Legend has it that Hercules himself visited this city, thus giving the city its name. This submerged marvel is also known as Egypt's Atlantis. This historical city remained hidden for thousands of years until French archaeologist Frank Gaudio and his team discovered it. It was discovered 6.5 kilometers off Alexandria's coast. The underwater excavations revealed granite ruins that belonged to the lost city of Cleopatra, the last pharaoh of Egypt. Among the discoveries were 64 ships, 700 anchors, tall statues of Iris, and the remains of a massive temple dedicated to the god Amun-Gareb. From ancient wonders to lost marvels, the ocean holds many untold stories waiting to be unveiled. Some of these have been found, while others are still waiting, like Atlantis. If you like this video, then subscribe to Nautical Depths for more videos like this.